Liverpool win 4-1. And on paper, that looks comfortable. But if you look at the game closely, especially in that first half, this was not particularly a win that Arne Slot was happy with, or rather a performance he was happy with. So today, I don't want to dive into the scoreline, but I want to have a look at 5 things we actually learned in Liverpool's win over Barnsley. And one of them is written all over Arne Slot's body language. Let's start with the obvious. And Liverpool did what they needed to do. They won the match, they scored 4, and they progressed. But I think the performance left much to be desired, especially in that first half. I think Liverpool controlled possession in key moments of the game, but they failed to control the tempo of the game. They didn't set the tempo of the game. They didn't let Barnsley know that, listen, you guys are visiting the fortress Anfield here. And let's be honest, this season Anfield hasn't really been a fortress. But at least that's the message that they should be sending a team who plays in the division where Barnsley plays. And to tell them, welcome to the fortress, this is Anfield, and this is how the game is going to go. Dictate the tempo. And they failed to do that. And I think it's a telling sign of Liverpool's uncertainty in some of the gameplay. Now, I'm not sure whether this is an issue where the players don't understand fully what the manager wants, if they're not comfortable with what the manager wants. I don't know. If you have any ideas, let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on why the players aren't performing like they possibly could. And this leads me to the very first caution sign that we have seen. And that caution sign that we are seeing is, take a look at this. Here's Arne Slot's body language in the first half. Crouched over, hands on the head, screaming in frustration. He's looking at probably what the rest of us are seeing. That Liverpool are looking comfortable, but they aren't looking intense. So there are moments where they are expected to switch on and do the press very well. And they just don't seem that they are quite there. That is this relaxed football. We're passing across the field, keeping it vertical. Then we can move back. And by the time they've really start getting the ball up to the opposition's box, the entire opposition side is behind the ball and they are doing a low block. So Liverpool should be watching out for that. There are key moments when they should switch on the press when the opposition is stretched and move in quickly. Either they're going to have to move vertically over there, or they should be making those diagonal runs, playing balls over the top, but they don't seem to be doing that. And I think that the rest of us are noticing that. Fans are noticing that. And I think that's why a lot of people are saying this is boring football. That is why a lot of people are saying Liverpool look dull at the moment. But if you look at the body language of the manager, it tells me that he's also not happy with this performance. He also thinks it looks boring. He also thinks it looks dull. And he also sees that there's a problem with this gameplay, which again tells me that it looks like there's a bit of an imbalance here, that the players aren't really implementing what the manager wants. Now, I don't know if this is a lack of understanding or just a lack of discipline on the side of the players, where they aren't actually listening to what the manager has been telling them, and they are not applying the strategy that Arne Slot has in mind. I'm unsure about that, but to me, that is a big warning sign. Now, just before we get into that moment of Dominik Szoboszlai, I want to pause here for a moment saying thank you for watching along. Smashing a like on this video really, really helps. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. I'm on my way to 100 subscribers and I want to achieve that by the end of January. Of course, I can't do it alone, but we can. But smashing a like on this video really helps the algorithm push this video out to a lot more people, and I really appreciate that from you. Thanks. Now, let's talk about the moment. And this is on the back of a fantastic performance by Liverpool in the opening minutes of this match. Okay, in a very opening minutes, very nervy moment over there. Lapse of concentration, I'm putting it down to that. But then Liverpool switched on and, fantastic. The goals came, and I loved besides the goals now, I loved that little tribute, a nod to Mohamed Salah, that Lotus pose of Dominik Szoboszlai, and of course saying, hey, we miss you, Mo Salah. You're still very much a part of this team and very much a part of this culture, and we can't wait for you to come back. But what happened just moments after that? And I think in hindsight now, it's a little funny because I don't know what he was thinking over there, but a lapse of concentration. And this isn't about his ability at all. It's not about his form at all. This was, I think, just a moment where he was too casual and not taking that moment very seriously. I don't know if the intention was to roll the ball back, but that would have been a very poor decision over there because the guy who he just took the ball away from is running behind him. So I don't think he was trying to backheel him. I think he wanted to kind of skill him and just, get the crowd all riled up and rallied up because this is right in front of the cop. And of course, you want to look your best. You want to do something, especially on the back of what you have just done by scoring a worldie and then doing your tribute to Mohamed Salah. And, of course, that lapse in concentration over there. But, man, did you see Arne Slot's response to that? He's not impressed. And I think this morning he'll definitely be sitting down with Dominik Szoboszlai and speaking about these moments. And I think that is going to go to the dressing room as well to say, gents, step this up. Take this a little more seriously. We need to show up better in matches, and I think Arne Slot is well within his rights to do that, and I think he's got the right attitude about this. Not impressed with it at all. I don't think any of us were, even though we are chuckling at the moment. That should not be happening. Liverpool can't be going 2 goals up in every match and then conceding one. That is unacceptable by any standard. The fourth thing, and the biggest takeaway for me, is really the message that Arne Slot has sent to the team, and I think to fans indirectly as well. Because he said, this is not the type of game, nor is it the time in the season where we go ahead and put in a poor performance. We win the game, but the performance is lacking. We don't coast a game just because it's the FA Cup. And we've got to take everything seriously despite who the opposition is. And I think that's very big of him. Those are the type of messages that we want to hear. Because I tell you now, many other managers would have been okay with that performance just because they got the result. Because it says 4-1, it's great. After that match, Arne Slot was very serious when he said, great result, but the performance was lacking. And he's right. The performance was lacking. And I trust that he's going to go in there. He's going to address that. And you know what? He actually is. And that, to me, is a mark of a manager who understands how to manage moments, how to manage the team, and how to manage individuals in the team. Now, credit to the team. A lot of the senior guys, when they stepped up, they came in with that seriousness. I'm thinking about Florian Wirtz. I'm thinking about Hugo Ekitike coming in, and they've got a goal and assist each. And that is what you want to see. These are guys who are taking these moments very seriously. They're not just laying back and saying, it's only Barnsley in the FA Cup. They say, no, this is a football match that we've got to show who we are and how we show up. That matters. And that brings me to the fifth thing. And this is the second match in a row now where we see Liverpool come out in the second half and they start looking like a team who actually is playing football. A lot more calmer, a lot more relaxed, but a lot more control of the game and the tempo of the game. And that is what we want to see. Liverpool looked fantastic in that second half. And if we can get more of that, I think that this season might still be salvageable. Am I saying that right? I don't know. Maybe I'm disillusioned here. You can let me know in the comments. Am I disillusioned because I think that we can still salvage the season? Or are you thinking, hey, Neil, maybe there is a chance and I'm with you? Let me know in the comments what your thoughts on that are. But I see a team that comes out in the second half. They look more motivated. They look more poised and they look to finish off the game. And that is a big moment for me and for this Liverpool team. I want to see more of that going forward. So yeah, Liverpool did win 4-1. But for me, this game was less about the goals and it was more about the performance. And I think Arne Slot has shown us that he's not disimpressed because they've scored, but I think he's frustrated because the team showed that they weren't Liverpool enough quite yet. Well, let me know what your thoughts on this are. Was this an okay performance for you? Could we have been better? Or do you think we were remarkable? And that is why we got the 4 goals. Let me know in the comments and subscribe. Come along for this journey. You'll never walk alone.